Hi everybody, it's Melizzle. Welcome back to another bad build. So today we are working on the Glass Palace for our Dance of the Elements Let's Play series. So if you've watched the previous video, then you know that we did the arena, which is a part of the Let's Play, where everybody's like living their social life and watching people fight dragons and use their fire powers. The Glass Palace, is where the political party actually lives. So they are called the 13 of the Republic. They make all of the political decisions. Nobody's in charge but them. And this is where our main character, Jura, lives. Her family is a part of this political system, and she will be vying to be number 1 of the 13. So we got to build their place of living. So this ended up being, I want to say, a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom. I know that I just told you that there were 13 families, but obviously I'm working with limited space here. On console, we don't have any cool like mods or anything where we can add more than the standard 8 people to the household. So I had to pick and choose. So we ended up using Jura, our main character, 3 other characters who are part of the 13, and some servants, because what, we gonna cook and clean ourselves? Absolutely not. So we have a lot of space here. I used, I want to say, a 50 by 50 plot of land. I know that I'm building this where I forget what was actually here in the base game, but I ended up actually putting this where Desert Bloom Park is in Oasis Springs. So this is a big place because typically, like, the citizens of the Republic, if they have any needs of the government or anything, they would come here to ask for any help that they might need. We might host parties here and everything, so we definitely got to have a lot of space. As you see me doing the floor plan here, I'm kind of just trying to space out in my mind where the apartments will be for the servants, as well as the 4 people from the 13 that we're going to be playing with. I actually ended up making some changes, so partway through the video, or maybe even the next clip or so, you're going to see that that little room on the right hand side is actually going to be gone. I ended up not liking the placement too much as I was finagling with our layout here. So it's not anything too complicated. It's really about room placement and everybody having what they need. So something that I tried to take into account was that this place is called the Glass Palace. In the book, it is made mostly of glass, and I wish that there were like more options for just beautiful glass in the game. Everybody, who doesn't wish that, right? Why can't I just have an infinite amount of options? Why can't I just think my vision and then it is magically there? Like, has nobody come up with an app for that yet? Anyway, so we're going to be using as much glass as possible, mixing our packs and everything, and just trying to come up with like creative ways to add more glass to the building. But I fell short in some ways. Give me some feedback. Maybe we can change things up. We can even do like a full remodel later on in the series. But for now, this layout, I got all of the things that were important to the story, all the important rooms. You see me trying to set up an outdoor area here. These doors that I'm actually placing are really beautiful, so I wish that they had windows like this as well, but having the doors are great. Like, they look really good. So I want to just, I don't know, I want to get more glass. It's a Glass Palace. So I'm just really setting up a lot of things here because I'm kind of planning out in my mind, like, many things because since I've read the book, I know what kind of needs to be there. So here on the second level, I believe, I'm trying to set up the judgment hall. So like I was saying earlier, if any citizens need help from the government, or, you know, maybe it has to do with water supply or tax levies or who knows, whatever. They also deal in some crimes depending on the severity. So we have this judgment hall to where the 13 will meet with whomever they need to meet with and make the final decisions. So because the stairs I have a hard time with trying to place stairs creatively. I'm wanting to make a more interesting staircase than just a rectangle of stairs just going up. Then that's really creative. That's what everybody does because that's what the game wants you to do, man. That's what they want you to do. But I was able to, after much frustration, as you can see, get it so that the stairs are on either side by using decking on one of the flat rounds, I think, to create that overlook. So, and later on I will go ahead and put some railing, not only to the stairs, but like some fencing to the wall itself, so that from the judgment hall you can look down into the opening of the palace. So I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of took me quite a while to do it because as I was laying the fencing, I guess as the game like kept registering where the stairs are as being like a new room, like it kept putting the flat squares and everything back, so I kept having to like knock out the floor over and over again or find a way for it to I don't know, just not consider that being a separate room and keep adding a floor. But I wanted to use the glass for the railing, but I liked this medieval fencing so much more. I felt like it went with the tone of like Judgment Room a little bit better. So even though it's not glass, I think that this stony look is good as well. Oh, look, see there, it wants to do it again. Anyway, so I think it turned out pretty cool. Like, what do you guys think? Was this a better way to do the stairs than normal? I hope so, because it's what we're using. So flooring, I didn't even know that I had this super beautiful tile. Look at that. I didn't even know what I was going to do with this space, and I was just like immediately like, how can I use this tile everywhere? So these windows are pretty cool. They came with, I don't even know what the pack is called, what Windenburg comes, but these windows, they are pretty cool for, I guess, what we're trying to do with the palace. It has the dimension where, like, how the glass is like sticking out a bit, which I quite liked. I didn't want to use this window here too much because I know I used it all over the arena, and I wanted to use it all over this palace too, but I controlled myself. I used it only as a privacy window in bathrooms for the most part, so I did a good job. I don't know how good it looks, you guys tell me, but I controlled myself when it came to the windows that I wanted to use. So I am setting up a kitchen here. Now, like I mentioned before, our 13, or rather our 4, are not going to be doing their own cooking, but one of the 13, one of the characters who will be living with us, Bashar, in the book he has a personal cook named Yemek, who I have decided to put into our gameplay. So in the kitchen, I have set it up for Yemek. I've put in the special chef's, I don't know, stove, so they can make like those fancy experimental dishes. So that'll be really fun for the characters, for everybody. There's actually a moment in the book Ignited by Dance of the Elements by A.M. Deese, which we are doing a Let's Play based off of, where Jura, our main character, because of Bashar, she's actually able to experience chocolate cake for the first time because they just don't have it. And Yemek is trained across the world, I guess, different cuisines, so Bashar introduces her to it. So we will give Jura chocolate cake for the first time ever in our Let's Play. Please remind me to, because I might forget. So you see me placing their sprinkler system and everything. No, we don't really have like technology, but we're not trying to have the palace burn down anyway. I'm also going to be turning off the thunderstorms in the summer, because on another one of my plays, just all of my outdoor furniture was just getting like destroyed, shocked by lightning all the time, and I'm not trying to have that. It can rain, that's fine, but why is the game like, that is the feature that I do not understand why Max has decided to put in the game. Why would you make it so that when it's summertime, we get our things destroyed by lightning? Like, every day. It's not just like once in a while. I have a game play where it just happened all the time, so I will be turning it off on this one. Like, I'm not trying to get our sofas and beautiful outdoor area messed up by lightning. So speaking of our outdoor area, this is actually a space for Jura's best friend, Amira. So Amira really wants to be popular. She is about having her social life, and one thing that she likes to do, she likes to host luncheons here at the Glass Palace. So I am setting up this area for her to have her parties, which we will be having parties, no worries. Something about the 13 is that they don't trust each other. Pretty much the way that you climb into the political power in the Republic, which is what the country is called at all, is by, I don't know, like, you kill, you steal, collusion, all of those things. So even though these 13 families are in charge, they don't really trust each other. So I don't have an actual dining space for everyone to eat together, because they would never do that unless they had to. So this is a place for Amira to have parties, and you'll see that the actual eating spaces and everything will be private in their own living quarters, because they're, aside from the few who are in collusion together, they're not really friends or anything. So I love these wall lights. I've been trying to make everything pretty much like natural lighting. Like I said, there's no technology, so there's pretty much like fire behind, like everything's a lamp. So I was looking at how to do the lighting. I actually ended up putting an awning over that table, but you'll see that later because I actually didn't film it. So here we are working on our first apartment. This is Amira, the best friend. This is her apartment. In the book, it would be actually bigger because her whole family would live here, so her father and brother would be here as well. But again, we only have a certain amount of spots that we can use, so we gotta pick and choose. So only Amira will be with her, and we'll just imagine that her family and the rest of the 13 who aren't living here with us at this moment are just traveling somewhere. Now, Amira's father gained his wealth by he pretty much worked himself up from nothing. He's actually a merchant and trades in textiles and everything from around their world. So Jura's apartment isn't super traditional because she has access to so many different fabrics and patterns and everything. So she has more of a fun room, I guess, than what the others typically would have. You see me here placing Amira's eating spot. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I'm trying to do my voiceover all in one, but I'm running out of stamina here, you guys. Okay, so she is anyway, so she is having her eating space here. Now you're seeing me prep a closet for her. Amira is super beautiful, loves fashion, loves being the center of attention. So I didn't think that a dresser would be good enough for her. So you see me prepping a closet, which you'll see how it turns out in a little bit here. But everybody's going to have their own personal eating area, you know, somewhere to entertain a guest or two if they decide. That probably won't happen much. I mean, we'll get to be in here. Maybe she'll invite Jura, but really, like I said, they don't really trust each other, so there isn't too much of that happening. Now, of course, Amira gets the big fancy bed, which, oh my gosh, just adding to the value of the lot. And please believe I had to finagle my way to get them into this house. I still have not used any cheats. I pretty much moved them into the house. Like, I think I just like had the villa reels like buy this house, and then I just put them in the household and changed the name or something like that. I gotta get my achievements, you guys. Anyway, isn't this chandelier just beautiful and perfect for beautiful Amira? So there's her closet. I've never even really looked too much at that door that I use, but it's great. So obviously everybody's going to have their own private baths as well. So I tried to make Amira's a mix between like the traditional thing that they have going on, but also like modern, kind of in our world too. Like I said, she herself, because of her merchant family, has access to so many things that the others wouldn't have, and I really wanted to reflect that in her apartment. And I'm not gonna lie, I put in a lot of effort for somebody's apartment who is not even our main character, but I enjoy her so much in the books, and really I was having a lot of fun building the palace at all. Like, I thought that I would just throw something together pretty quickly. Like, even in the arena, I didn't put a huge amount of details, but when it came to the Glass Palace, I just imagined it so well. Like, I enjoyed the book so much, and I was super excited about just recreating it all together. So anyway, but we gave Amira lots of cosmetics. She really likes candles and everything. Like, her space is her domain. She's really like me in that sense. Like, I definitely am the person who I want everything that I could ever possibly need, whether it's practical or whether it's just something beautiful to look at in my house, and I just want to enjoy it like that. I don't want to have to go anywhere else. So maybe I'm living vicariously through Amira. Yeah, you know what, guys? I should live in a palace. How can we make that happen? So now we are working on our main character, Jura's bedroom. Now, Jura loves reading. She loves learning about history and about a lot of other things. And her apartment is really going to be a space that allows her to continue doing that. So I didn't give her the super fancy bed. She is definitely more conservative than Amira. She has a more streamlined taste. She likes things to be practical. There's not a whole lot of just like crazy spending or anything like that. So everything must be practical and nothing must get in her way. So her father, I think his name is Justier, is pretty strict as well. Like, again, nobody in the 13, they don't really trust each other too well. Like, they have to know who their enemies are, and so Justier wouldn't really like Jura get a whole lot of things in her way. Now, I am so sorry. I got so into doing her room that I didn't even hit the record button when my capture went off. I record in 10-minute clips. So here's Jura's room, and I'm so sorry that you guys didn't get to see me place everything. You'll get to see me place the balcony, but other than that, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. But from what you can see Jura has lots of books. She has a globe. She has her little eating area and everything, private bath. She has her bookcases, like I said, and you'll also get to see it in the final walkthrough. Again, I am so sorry. Now, water is pretty scarce, but Jura does love, growing things and plants and everything, so I did give her a few little indulgences when it came to that, and one big indulgence which you will see a little bit later, but it's not without reason. So here is the roof, and oh my gosh, you guys, you know that I struggle with a roof. Now, the reason that we are going to spend quite some time on the roof is for a very important reason. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to use the did I use the octagonal roofs or the hexagons, either one, to create high and low peaks. So the ones in the back are higher, and then I made the ones a little bit smaller up front. Don't worry, you're not going to have to watch me place every single peak, but as you can see, I've placed that room in the middle, and you'll see what I end up doing there. I gotta put my favorite glass roofs. It's the Glass Palace. So I'm gonna put my favorite design. I always check to see if I could even use other designs, but I really like pretty things like the swirly design that I use, so that's the one that we are going with. And then we're just going to I think we're going to end up with some pebbles for the roofing. Now, I actually wasn't going to knock out the concrete of the ceiling like I did in the arena, so you can see how that pretty pattern of the glass hits the light, because as I was trying it, I kept losing too much of the roof and it was looking bad, and I was like, I shouldn't let anybody look in on the rooms of Amira and Jura, who live on the 3rd floor right beneath it. But it ended up working out, so I was actually able to knock out the bottom. So my favorite spindling, which you guys already know from the last video, I love spindling. As you can see, I'm trying to create like a cage here. I would have done it on the top, but what we put inside is a little too big. Now, I'm going to explain what this is. This is the Everflame, and this is the god of the people of the Republic. Now, it is an ever-burning fire, which the people pray to. It's the source of power of those who can control fire and everything, but the land is actually scorched and desert because this god tore through it, and it's just a natural element. And so I don't know how, but they were able to cage it, and it is prisoner to the people of the Republic. So who knows what's going to happen there. We're not that yet far in the book series either, so I don't know, but I love it. So now I am working on that big indulgence that I was telling you about for Jura. This garden in the back of the Glass Palace is actually her mother's garden. Now, her mom died some years ago, very sad, and Jura likes to keep it up as a remembrance to her. Now, is it a huge use of water? Absolutely. There are not many gardens in the Republic like this. Well, this is probably the only one of this scale, honestly, because it's so much water of upkeep. But her mom really loved it. Jura really loves plants and wants to remember her mom, who wouldn't. And I mean, I guess she has the water money or whatever to be able to do it. So Sometimes she trains out here because she has to, she's very well versed in martial arts because she has to protect herself. So I thought that would be cool to put it out here, give it a little maze-like situation, decorate it a bit so that everybody can enjoy it. And even when Amira is having her little luncheons, I bet it's really nice to be able to look out over the glass there and see the gardens. Like, what a treat, right? And I really love those that circle of like flowers, and I ended up just trying to put like random plants throughout the maze so that even when people are going through the maze and they can't find all of their way, they're still able to find a few treats. Well, this video is coming to an end here. We are doing the final walkthrough so you can see the entirety of the palace. You will notice that I did a couple of other bedrooms off camera for Bashar and for Denier. So Bashar's is going to be the one that has the wine cellar, which I love. I want to live in there. Not necessarily his entire room, but just the wine cellar. And Denier's will be the one that kind of has like the tropical and like red theme. So there you can see the entirety of the Judgment Hall, which I guess I didn't record either because I don't know where that was. There is Denier's room. And I put those beautiful curtains so that nobody really peeps into her room. But oh my gosh, I love that room too. Here is Bashar's room, his personal eating area. And here is his wine cellar. Don't you just want to be in there? The Sims doesn't even call it wine. A slower look at Jura's room. Again, so sorry that I didn't film it properly. I actually added a rug afterward to her little eating area. And oh my gosh, I am just realizing that I don't have any stairs going up from the second floor to the third, so there's no way for Jura and Amira to get to their rooms. I always forget something important. I will add that. Oh my gosh, and look at the stairs going to the Everflame. So when somebody is going to pray, obviously I guess I've put no fencing there to stop them from falling off to their death. Great, I hope they pray for safety. Anyway, thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Like and subscribe and have a good one. Thanks everybody.